Here we go. Let's answer some emails. Is that the most exciting beginning of a live stream ever? Welcome to the stream. Feels so weird to do this on a Monday. I just finished streaming. Now I'm streaming again. This is a different kind of stream. It's a different kind of stream. 107 emails. Indeed. Oddly specific. All right. Let's just look through the subject lines and get rid of any embarrassing or awkward emails. Okay, no, everything seems legit. Here we go. I'm not streaming any music, but if you want to listen along with me, I'm putting the songs in the lower left. Or you would listen to whatever you want. Yeah, there's a lot of emails. I may not have zeroed last night. So it's especially big. I don't think I got all 107 today. Here we go. Let's see. All right. Can you fly a... Jeff Fornes wants to know, can you fly a Beast class? 9-inch propellers on a Beast class? I'm not sure about that. That was 13, but okay. Brain FPV, can I fly it on default PIDs? Hi, Jeff. I think it should at least hover, even if the tune isn't optimal. The main thing that needs to change is the filter settings, because the motor RPM is so much lower than Betaflight expects. Start with Mark's presets for quads that size. Bingo. Is this the right playlist? I'm not sure this is the right playlist. It's a little too... Oh, I have followers on this playlist. I shared this. Interesting. People start following my daily mix playlist. Interesting. I didn't even know that was a thing. That's interesting. I feel like, let's go to like daily mix 6. Something a little more down tempo. Maybe even just like a YouTube chill playlist, right? Maybe Spotify. Maybe not Spotify. Oh, yeah. Is that a little too chill? Maybe not. All right, we'll give this a chance. This might be a little too chill. Good luck with your studying, drone guy. Ham license? You'll be all right. Ham license isn't too hard. Burton Guster, I don't answer a ton of questions from the chat while I'm doing the email streams. Just try and clearing the inbox. You're always welcome to. Hey, Bubby. What's up, Bubby? You're welcome to ask Burton Guster. I'll do my best, but if I get it. All right, here we go. Jonathan Ward, first time tuning. I ordered my first 5-inch, but it's on back order, taking a while. I figured I'd try to learn some tuning. My Tiny Hawk 2 Freestyle has always had pretty bad prop wash on any type of descent. Figured I would try changing it to 48K PWM first. It caused flyaways on stock PIDs. I tried tuning a little, went to Betaflight 4.2 from my 4.1. My issue is the sliders. They're stock tune. I didn't use them when I tried to. It doesn't go right. Betaflight's tune isn't good for it. Using Betaflight's tune, I'll fix a pitch issue, cause a roll issue. Is there a way to keep the sliders and separate the axes, or should I just not use the sliders? Hi, Jonathan. Let's see, where to even start on this? Small quadcopters like the Tiny Hawk 2 Freestyle often have bad prop wash handling. There's only so much you can expect to do about it with PID tuning. It'll probably never be perfect. I'm not, let's put a paragraph break there. I'm not surprised that Betaflight default PIDs didn't work well on the Tiny Hawk 2. They are made for 5-inch quads or similar. You should use Emacs custom PIDs. It's probably okay. Maybe I wouldn't say that. I won't say that. The sliders can't separate roll from pitch. If you want to tune roll and pitch separately, you need to put in the numbers manually. Here we go. I answered some of his questions. I didn't tell him how to tune his quad, but I answered most of his questions. Did we get a question from Burton? Burton Guster. Did we get a question from you? You had a question. I don't see it. Steve Blazewick has continuity from power to ground on his ESC. He replaced the ESC, so the ESC was dead. He replaced the ESC, had a much easier time soldering on the battery leads. He has a new issue related to current draw. When I landed, I was at 3.6 volts average cell voltage. My milliamp hours was 1221 on an 1100 milliamp hour battery. Doesn't seem that far off. A pack or two later, I crashed, and my milliamp hours is counting up like a stopwatch, like super fast. Quad flies normally, my voltage seems to be normal, but the milliamp hours are going crazy. Hi, Steve. Let's start with the 1221 milliamp hour out of a 1100 milliamp hour battery doesn't seem that unusual to me. Like you said, just a little fine tuning of the calibration would probably fix it. But the milliamp hour going up too fast after a crash is surely a problem. Anytime something goes wrong after a crash, it's guaranteed that it's really, don't say guaranteed, likely that the crash damaged something. So don't waste time trying to fix it with configuration changes. What is this song? This playlist isn't working for me. No. Unacceptable. What am I going to do? Maybe not daily mix. Daily mix is usually pretty solid. Let's try a different. Let's try a different one. All right, here we go. So what could have changed in the, what could have broken in the crash to cause the milliamp hour to go crazy? I'm going to assume that ESC uses analog current sense, so maybe the current sense wire broke, or the current sensor in the ESC could have broken, but that seems less likely. So I'm going to go. What Mamba F50 Pro? Mamba F50 Pro, does it have analog current sense? I'm like 99% it does. Yeah. Oh crap! It has both ES. It has both no, but it only has one shunt resistor, doesn't it? Please show me the underside of the. Show me the other side of the ESC, please. I'm pretty sure. Oh well. Oh well, we're gonna go with that. Gonna forward. This is a news item. Gonna forward it to Blunty. We'll talk about it tomorrow when we prepare for the news. Jim Young. I was recently flying some packs. My quad was working just fine. I landed. I plugged in a fresh battery. The motor's all spooled up, even though my radio is disarmed. My quad has a failsafe I've tested to work and shut off the motor. So I turned off my radio. Motors kept spinning. I took 2 friends to step on the quad and keep it down. The quad no longer powered it normally. The motors and ESCs would freak out. Here's a video of how it was. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's freaking out. No, the ESC, oh god. The ESC is dead. Wow, wow. Wow, okay, bad. Bad touch, bad touch. Oh man, that's bad. Okay. When I plugged it into Betaflight Configurator, it shows no gyro. I don't know, dude. Hi, Jim. The ESC in the video seems to be rebooting randomly. That isn't something... I cannot find good music tonight. All right, we're gonna go a different direction. Goodbye Spotify, YouTube, chill, stream. Where's that raccoon? Not lo-fi. Chill. Where's that raccoon? There he is. I don't want lo-fi though. Let's see if this works. Oh, wrong frickin' window. That's more like it. Oh yeah, that's way better. That's only an hour of music. Oh well, we'll have to make it work. That isn't... The ESC in the video is rebooting randomly. That isn't something the flight controller could do. So there's at least a hardware problem with the ESC. And then you said the flight controller showed no gyro, which points to a hardware problem in the flight controller. So, yeah, like you already know, something killed the stack. But what? You said you just landed, plugged in, and it started doing this. Either it's the worst luck in history, or there is something the story is missing. Don't know what else to say. Don't know what else to say. Oh, and glad nobody got hurt. Glad nobody got hurt. Colin Renault flashed the firmware of his internal module on his 2019 X9D SE. Hang on. Bring the volume down a tiny bit so I can hear myself talk. Now it won't work with the XM Plus. I tried getting the firmware from FreeSky and reflashing, but all the ones I tried didn't work. Not sure what to do or what firmware I need. Well, what did you flash it? Hey there, Colin. What did you... What is the name of the firmware file that you flashed to your radio. That'll tell us what he flashed onto the radio and maybe figure out why it won't work. Battery testing. Yeah. All right. Emmanuel Holcroft. Oh, firstly, your content is second to none. Not seen anything like it on this platform. It's incredible stuff. You're one amazing person. Thank you. That's, Normally, I'm in the camera department of the film industry. I had a knee injury over Christmas, pretty much laid off work for the rest of the year. Perfect time to learn how to fly FPV. FPV is great for people who are disabilities. I've had my eyes on Cinewhoops. Would you recommend the Taycan or the Squirt? 4S or 6S? I like the idea of digital view, but is this quite the sacrifice if I purchase the Taycan? I can't find the built version of the Squirt. Yeah, there isn't one. Will the TX16S transmitter work? Okay, we got a ton of questions here. Hi, Emmanuel. Thank you very much, Cloud Ninja, for a $5 super chat. Hi, Emmanuel. A Cinewhoop is a good choice for a beginner because it's not too powerful or fast, and the ducts act as prop guards, which increase durability. I stand by that. The Squirt is a great quadcopter, but as you discover, it doesn't have very many options if you don't want to build it yourself. The Taycan is okay. I believe the Taycan can be ordered with DJI if that's the way you want to go. Many people, regarding the question of DJI or analog, you guys have heard me say this many times before. Many people like the image quality and range of the DJI system. The main reason a beginner would stay away from DJI would be price. The TX16S will work with any quad that has a compatible receiver. Free Sky receivers are the most common. Most bind and fly quads can be ordered with Free Sky receivers installed. I don't have any UK affiliates right now. There you go. I don't think he's building it. I think he wants to buy it, bind and fly. Rotor, yeah, he's in the UK. He's in the UK, so he needs somebody in Europe buying the Squirt pre-built. Decompiler analog can be way cheaper than DJI. Oh my god, I can't not find music that I like. New playlist. New playlist. And this one I can see from the playback bar that I've listened to this one for almost 2 hours before, so I must freaking like it. Oh, I could be listening on Spotify right now. Yeah. Let's give it a go. See if I can finish these emails before this playlist finishes. Oh, yes, 6S versus 4S. I'm just going to let that go. He'll figure it out. Checking my DVR of my... What am I... Check my DVR of my Xylo here. You just want me to see him flying? I think this person just wants me to see him fly. The DVR is sideways. Oh, it's pretty solid for... Oh, look at you go. You got a little flow there, boy. Got a little flow, yeah, got a little something going on. Yeah, nice doing. Nice flying, Rogan. Looks very coordinated for somebody just starting out. Keep it up. Beta flight receiver from Benjamin Scordamaglia. Any idea? No description of what's going on, just a video. All right. Yeah, your channel mapping is incorrect. Fantastic. Easy peasy. Hi, Benjamin. The cause of this is caused by your channel mapping being incorrect. 120 drone channel mapping. There we go. Here's a video that shows how to correct it. The drone was flipping out in the receiver tab. The DJI setup is definitely not fragile, Toxic FPV. The air unit and the Vista are freaking bomb-proof. Nicholas Aredo says, Hola! I am from Brazil. Sorry, that's my attempt at a Brazilian accent. The Brazilians... Oh, shit. I'm from Brazil. About 1 year ago, I bought some pieces from GetFP. What the frickin'... I used to speak Portuguese. Hola. Yeah, okay, thank you. For a minute, never mind. I bought some pieces from GetFPV. I sent them to my uncle because he was going to Brazil 1 week later. But the pandemic came and I can't make his travel to Brazil. He will come when it's safe. I want to know what pieces you recommend me to change in this gap of 1 year. What parts does he have? Dow Cyclone props, a little out of date. Free Sky RX4R? No. Don't buy the RX4R. What do you know? DYS Mars brushless motor. Wow. No, a lot has changed. Let's see. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Hi, Nicholas. The RX what's the RX4R receiver? Which receiver is that? It's the X4R? No, we just got PWM outputs. You don't want that. The two main things that jump out at me from your list are the RX4R receiver and the is it DYS motors? DYS motors. The RX4R receiver outputs PWM signal like for a servo. That's not what you want. You want an S-Bus receiver like the XM Plus or RXSR. The DYS motors are a bit dated. I would suggest the Emax Eco 2 instead. Please check out my website, www.fpknowitall.com, for more product suggestions. Does the RX4R have S-Bus? Does it output S-Bus? It looks like it. It looked to me like it outputs PWM. I mean, you obviously know. Oh, it's an access receiver. It's an access receiver. Well, I still don't think you should get the RX4R. I mean, why would you get the RX4R when you could just get an RXSR? There's no reason to get the RX4R. And it's an access receiver, which is probably not what he needs. What controller is he thinking about getting? Tyrannus X9 Lite. Well, the X9 Lite does do access. Okay, so the RX4R outputs PWM signal like for a servo. That's not what you want. That's still true. You want an S-Bus receiver. And if you get the X9 Lite controller, it supports access protocol, which means you should consider a FrSky Archer receiver like the Archer RS. There we go. That's what I'm going to say. Do I have a P.O. box? I do not. I do not. Someone wants to mail me something. I'm going to pass. I've been thinking of getting my first drone, Sebastian Berrio. I've been thinking of getting the Tiny Hawk Freestyle 2 for my first drone. I have a low budget. Is it a good choice? Do you have heard anything bad about it? Hi, Sebastian. The Tiny Hawk Freestyle 2 is very good. It's ideal for small outdoor environments, not so good for indoors. Yeah. Where'd you learn all your FPV knowledge? The internet. The internet. The internet. It's true. Scott Gillen. I usually, and you can see from the fact that I have 97 emails to go, I usually am not super interested in making small talk. My goal is to help people fix their quadcopters, and I'm not as interested in making small talk, but, you know, I try to be polite. Scott Gillen says, I've been flying on and off for about 6 years. I'm an electronics service repair tech for several vending companies here in Toledo, Ohio. I install and maintain CCTV and computer networks, among other things. This flight controller is my first and the cheapest frame on the planet. Wow, that is a KK. A KK 2.0 or 2.1. Oh, that brings me back, boys. That brings me back. KK was before my time. I came in on the multi-Wii boards. There were still videos out there of people using KK, like David Windestall, but this was even before my time. I'm using my FT5 to do some inspections. Could you recommend a build that would be better suited for inspections? Hi, Scott. For inspections, to be honest, a gimbal, camera gimbal drone like a Mavic or Mavic Mini is ideal. The ability to hover in place automatically while looking around with the gimbal is really useful. As fun as FPV quads, dang it. As fun as dang it. What's happening? Where did my cursor go? What's happening? Pop out? Where did my... What have I done? My cursor's gone. Let's reload the page. Drafts. As fun as... What's happened? I hit a keystroke and now my cursor's gone. This is killing me. Is it a Chrome thing? Yeah, it's a Chrome thing. What have I done? What have I done? I can still type. Oh, I can still type. Oh, there it is. Are we happy now? Okay. As fun as FPV quads are, I don't think they're the right tool for this job. That's my take. Good thinking. Mouse run out of battery? No. All right. Alex Buxton says, please help. I keep getting RX lost, then a disarmed failsafe on 2 different quads. I have a Hawk Pro 6 and a Buzz 6S. Both Emax quad. I did not. What are we doing? There's some shit going on with my computer. This is effed up. Just keep going. Are we happy? Both Emax quads. I replaced the stock receiver with a new RX SR. It still randomly has RX loss. I figured it could be my transmitter Damn it. I was hoping it was going to be his transmitter. So I replaced my QX7S with a Jumper T18. Again, it shows an RX loss, and then it fail-safes, just like the other radio. I flew my Buzz, and it started doing the same thing. OSD shows RX loss, and it fail-safes on both quads. Should I upgrade to Crossfire? I have no freaking idea. You got 2 quads fail-safing. So it's got to be the controller. Then you replace the controller. Now, so that, what is it? I don't know. I flew 2 packs at a park, and I had no issues with either quad. Is it possible someone could be jamming me? I mean, that, hi, Alex. It's really hard to give confident advice about this situation. Your troubleshooting is on point. I agree, it seems like the issue isn't the quads or the controller. The fact that it doesn't happen at the park seems to point to interference in your house. The controller uses the same 2.4 gigahertz frequencies as Wi-Fi and other devices, so maybe there is some interference. Going to Crossfire, which uses 900 megahertz, could help. Yeah, well, there you go. Isaac Lanier says, hello, Joshua. Thankfully, I was able to fix my other issue. You can delete that now. All right, let me get right on that. Isaac Lanier. Would love to get help on a live stream from Isaac. Oh, yeah, no, this one was... Yeah, no, this... I didn't... He didn't get back to this one. This one was from 4 days ago, and it was the one that was really long. And I was like, I'll get back to that, and then I haven't. But he solved it, so he fixed it himself. So I guess that, you know, that's good. Isaac Lanier. Where did it go? Come back here, Isaac. I'm not going to ignore you twice. Isaac Lanier. But now I'm able to fly my drone. It's having this super aggressive warbling sound in the terms. I recorded the audio with my phone and overlaid it with DVR. All right, let's see what you got, Isaac. Let's hear this warbling sound. You guys will not hear the... Hang on, maybe you can hear it. Here, let's pause this video. Oh, God. What are you doing? Let's hear it. Oh. Ew, wow. Okay, that's bad. It is a warbling sound. Congratulations, you have selected the correct term. Here's going to be my first question. Hi, Isaac. Can you remind me of the details about the drone's build? Are you on default PIDs or have you tweaked PIDs and filters? That's the place. That's always a place to start. So what I want to do is figure out whether this is a mechanical problem or whether it's a PID problem. What he's got there is 100% D-term oscillation. It could be that he changed the PIDs and filters and he screwed it up. It could be that he's got a mechanical problem like a cracked frame plate and that's causing vibration to get to the flight controller, but it's 100% D-term oscillation. He has totally correctly identified the problem, and now we just got to figure out which direction to go, whether it's mechanical or whether it's tuning. Amir Ahmad says, I'm 16. I've been flying for about 4 years. Built about 6 quads, but because of money, I tend to scrap each quad so I can build the next one. Yeah, it doesn't usually work for me. Usually you don't get enough money out of the one quad to build another one, so you just end up with another new quad. At least that's how it goes for me. The question I'm trying to answer is my video is really bad. I fly analog. I have a Rush Tank V2, VTX, and a Pagoda antenna. My VTX is unlocked, and my goggles are Dominator V3s running an off-brand receiver. I've tried everything, changing antenna, input power, nothing has changed. Does my goggle module need to be changed? I get rolling footage and lose reception about 100 feet on all power settings. Okay, so that's the key thing he said, is it happens on all power settings. Okay, That's what jumps out the most to me. Hi, Amir. The thing you said that jumps out to me the most is that changing power on the VTX doesn't help at all. This makes me wonder if you're really changing power. The range of about 100 feet is definitely short. It could plausibly be range on 25 milliwatt output power. I wonder if your VTX is stuck at 25 milliwatt, and when you think that you are changing output power, you're really not. How are you changing the output power? With the button on the VTX or with smart audio in the flight controller or OSD? Let's leave it at that. Zach Cooper, you can't take a corner staying level. You can't take a corner level in a multi-rotor unless you've got angled motors. You have to have pitch tangent to the turn. You have to have thrust tangent to the turn. If you stay level, you will slide, but you won't change direction. FlySky RSSI and telemetry for Kumar Sawayam. My name is Swayam. I'm from Sydney, Australia. I own a FlySky FSI 6 and I bound it with a FSX 14S, which is on your Xylo budget build. The controller is completely stuck. Can you help me make it show RSSI and telemetry? Don't FlySky telemetry and Betaflight. I'm not sure. No, I don't want to print. FSX 14S. Does it output? Oh, that's this radio. No, that's the receiver. Does it output RSSI not supported? There you go. Hi, Kumar. Swayam. He said his name was Swayam. Hi, Swayam. The specs page for the X14S receiver says RSSI is not supported. So I think you are out of luck on that one. The Flea 14 Plus receiver will work with your controller, and it outputs RSSI as an aux channel automatically. As for telemetry, I'm not sure about Betaflight's support for telemetry. I do think it supports for FlySky telemetry specifically. Support for FlySky telemetry. I do think it supports FlySky telemetry, but I think there are some hoops you have to jump through to get it working, and I don't know the details. There was just a post on a Facebook group about FlySky telemetry and Betaflight. Chris Hawk says, on one of my quads, 2 of the motor screws are stripped and won't tighten all the way down. Can I use a thread lock to help reinforce them? No, that would not work. Hi, Chris. I wouldn't trust thread locker to hold a motor on if the motor threads were stripped out. If you have 2 stripped screws, then you have 2 good ones, and maybe that's enough. If they are across from each other, I do that sometimes, just out of laziness. Thank you guys for being so helpful in the nylock nut discussion. Beantime, be careful telling somebody to tighten the nuts down as hard as you can. You can definitely overcrank them, shatter the hub. People tighten them down super tight. You should need to tighten the nuts down enough to not be able to push the prop with 2 fingers, but don't over tighten them. Isaac Lanier. This is the guy with the D-term oscillation. He has adjusted the PIDs. Raised D-term to around 35, hoping to mitigate the issue. The warbling oscillation is caused by not enough filtering, too much vibration, or too much D gain, or some combination of those. So raising D gain and moving filters to the right is the opposite of what I'd suggest. Try moving filter sliders left and putting D gain back at 1.0 default slider position. Yeah. More D-term will not fix that problem. Oh, I've been accepted at Wish. Oh. There's a Wish affiliate. I don't know why am I did not subscribe at wish.com to this. Okay. Matt Roble says, I've watched your videos on the DJI combo. I don't know what extras to order. I ordered 2 DJI FPV combo kits, and I need to know what else to have the best experience, like goggle straps, antennas, batteries, blades, and others. I guess you want the Flymore combo? Hi, Matt. 2 combo. Did you order the Flymore combo with the extra batteries? I certainly would want some spare props. Other than that, I don't freaking know. Goggle straps. Aftermarket 1.5 inch goggle straps are pretty nice. You can find some at Rotor Riot. I'll just tell them Rotor Riot for now. Need help with iFlight Alpha 65 from JC. I bought an Alpha A65 with Crossfire. I'm getting really bad rolling lines with my, damn it, with my controller on. That's damn it. Hi, JC. Unfortunately, rolling lines in the video with controller on, but not off, means you are seeing interference from the Crossfire receiver. You can temporarily fix this by going into the Crossfire Lua script. Go into the Nano RX, parentheses, the receiver must be on and bound, and turn telemetry off. This will stop the receiver from transmitting telemetry and it won't interfere. Probably. But the thing that annoys me the most is this is a pre-built quad. It shouldn't have this problem out of the box. So I would definitely open a ticket with iFlight support to see if they can make it right. Yeah, it's very common, especially on small quadcopters, to see interference from the Crossfire receiver. And the thing is, you can't do anything about it. Normally what you do is you would move the Crossfire receiver further away from the flight controller in the VTX, but on an A65 you can't do that. So they just need to have figured this out somehow. And hopefully they did, and this is an anomaly. Jonathan is watching my video as he's reading this. You didn't tell me how to tune, but you did answer my questions. Yeah. I was going back to EMX's custom PIDs. Don't take unless the PIDs are a very generic preset. Like Mark Spatz's UAV Tech's PID presets are designed to be generic enough to use on lots of different quads. But if you got somebody who's tuned a quad, it's risky to just copy their PIDs, because they're. But you're talking about a Tiny Hawk, okay? EMAX is EMAX. Okay. You're going to go back to EMAX's custom PIDs. Yeah. Flyaway's on 48K PWM on their tune. Well, you just got to, especially if you're flying the Tiny Hawk. Oh, no, that's the Tiny Hawk Freestyle. Never mind. Well, yeah. I mean, EMAX's factory tunes are very good. You're going to, not that you can't do better, but as a beginner, you probably are going to struggle to do better. Why is Flash grayed out in BLHeli configurator? I'm not sure about that. BLHeli says 3 or 1 is corrupted or deleted. Ouch. Oh, that's bad. If BLHeli suite says the ESC is corrupted or deleted, it may be difficult to reflash or reconfigure the ESC after that. Can you try JESC configurator? I don't think it's going to work, though. Instead of BLHeli, the workaround for a corrupted flash is to do something called a C2 flash, but it requires soldering to tiny pads on the ESC and is beyond what I would consider normal troubleshooting. How did it... It's so annoying. No, he's trying to read the ESC. You think... You think? Usually if you can't read the ESC, it's just done. I mean, it's a corrupted flash. It's just done. Mason Loring Bliss. How are we not even below 100? Yikes. Defective EMAX radio with a bad gimbal. Ouch. Wow. Oh, man, that's bad. Okay, so apparently EMAX has a bunch of bad throttle gimbals that they're replacing, but you have to open a ticket. Thanks for letting me know about this situation, Mason. I hadn't heard about EMAX having a batch of bad radios. I will keep it in mind in case anybody else asks. I activated my customer account on the Rotor Riot store. What? Nice try. Nice try. Nice try. Nice try. That's not going to work. Good luck, though. Drew Camden. Let's see how far you get with that. Recover your password. JB at joshuabardwell.com. Recover your password. I am not a robot. Submit. Enter your email and password. Let's see here. Password reset. Reset your password. Reset password. FU. You're out of here. All right, now I have reclaimed that account. Nice try. Whoever was trying to, I don't know what you hope to accomplish by making an account at the Rotor Riot store under my email address. Maybe you were hoping there would be some kind of discount associated with it. But now you don't have it anymore. Did you place any orders? No, no orders. Bye-bye. You're fired. Problem solved. Yes, that is what that means. No. You will be able to see LQ and OSD. The LQ is communicated to the FC by the receiver. Telemetry carries data back to the controller. The FC can put LQ in the OSD, whether telemetry is on or off. Oh, fuck you. Why? What a dick thing to do. Okay, you know my email exists. Now you're subscribing me to newsletters. Thanks. I only have 101 emails left to go tonight. Thank you very much for this one. Well done. Okay. Hey there, Denise. This is the guy who has the idea about the 360 cam. The idea to fly with a 360 cam is pretty cool, but the challenge is implementing it. Yeah, but the challenge is implementing it. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Jonathan Ward. Yeah, JC. Yeah. JC could read any BL Heli S ESC. Can configurator read all four? Hawk FPV says on the receiver tab in Betaflight, the preview model is slow. Hard to tell if the channels are moving the right way. Everything else is fine. Hi, Nathan. Do the receiver channels move quickly when you move the sticks? Or are the receiver channels slow as well as the 3D model? If just the 3D model is slow, then it's just that your rates are slow. Raise the rates in the PID tuning tab. Raise the RC rate. RC rate in the PID tuning tab. Oh, it could be his endpoints. What about your endpoints? Do the channels go all the way to 1000 and 2000 when you deflect the stick fully? Left, right, up, down? Question mark. A rate of about 400 to 600 DPS. Deg per sec is what the configurator says. 400 to 600 degrees per second is good for a beginner. That's you, Hawk. Oh yeah, let me confirm this subscription to this newsletter. Hey JB, I picked up your Xylo DIY kit from Get FPV. Finished putting it together hours ago. The stack shipped with an incorrect extended JST connector. I reached out, they're sending me another. I got impatient and reused the correct side of it and soldered directly and everything seems fine. BL Heli defaulted to 96K. I sent it to 48K, 23-degree motor timing. Is there anything else to worry about? No, that's it. Hi, Tyler. It sounds like you have all the bases covered. Be safe and have a great maiden. God damn it. Really? Alrighty. What else you got? Okay, good. Now you don't have that account. All right, now there's a Banggood login. Okay, got that handled. What else? What else are you going to sign me up for? Bring it. Shin Smith, thanks for 20 bucks. I don't care about the email signups, but I can't have somebody having a Banggood account with a known email address associated with me. That could have potential downsides. So they could contact Banggood and they would think it was me. So, but that's okay. Now I got that account. What else you got? Scott Gillen. Can I use my Fat Shark with the Mavic? You cannot. Hi, Scott. Neither Fat Shark goggles nor the DJI V2 goggles work with the Mavic. The Mavic uses a smartphone controller, or you can get the DJI goggles, not the DJI FPV goggles. Oh, fuck you, Nike. Fuck you, Nike, for signing me up to a newsletter without a subscription. Opt in. So, fuck you, Nike. Tim Walmer. Would you consider the DJI HD quad with Apex frame as a good first quad? Hi, Tim. That's a great build. It's a little expensive for a first one, but it's great quality. Amir doesn't use smart audio. He's using his VTX button to set the power to 500 milliwatts. Can you confirm that the LEDs on the VTX indicate you're at 500 milliwatt? He's running Tracer. He only has his RX wire soldered to the iFlight 1 H7. Should I also solder my TX wire? The TX wire will give you telemetry, which some people consider useful. I'm flying on channel F7. Is there a better channel? It doesn't really matter. The 3D model moves slowly, but his rates are 800 degrees per second. Then I think your endpoints aren't correct. Can you check that the channels all go 1000 to 2000? James E. Spears is trying to troubleshoot his motor directions. I'm trying to get my CL1 build into the air, and I'm having trouble with the motor direction. I'm using Quad X1234. I adjusted the resources to be correct, but the motors on the right spin properly outside in. Motors on the left spin the same direction. Oh, he figured it out. Great. Problem solved. Easy peasy. We're talking to Gillen Faxon about the IA6B. Is the receiver plugged into the flight controller correctly? Say flip the serial RX switch to whichever user. Mine is on S-Bus. What do I do? Huh? Oh, I see. Okay, two things. Two things here. One, if you are using an iBus receiver, don't use the S-Bus pad on the FC. the iBus receiver needs to go to a UART RX pad, not the SBus pad on the FC. So what flight controller does he have? Has he told me at any point in the past? X-Wing, X-Rotor F4G3. All right, great. Let's look for an image. So he should use RX3. So connect the iBus signal wire to pad RX3 on the flight controller, and then use the ports tab to enable serial RX on UART3. Done. Good evening. Question for you when you get a chance. I bought an HDLRC Parrot. It's pretty much nothing but problems and never flies right. Always something to do with the video. I throw the stock VTX in the garbage and soldered up a Unify Pro 32. It's not reliable when it comes to video. It flies nice, but it's not anything trustworthy to throw up in the air with goggles because there's a good chance you're going to fail safe because you lost complete vision. The goofy thing has the 16x16, I believe, and it's a 4S. If it's going to cut out on vision during a flight, do you think I should buy a 16x16 flight stack and put it in there? Not an HDLRC stack, but I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know what to say about that. Hi, James. It's tough to know what to advise here. If you're having terrible video noise, it sure seems like replacing the FC, ESC, and VTX would fix it. But at that point, could you just build a whole new quad? I guess motors and frames aren't free. I don't have a recommendation. John Klechek, I just want to let you know you went back to the default firmware and settings for the R349 and the problem still occurs. The problem is he's having the quad falls out of the air and won't rearm. Yeah. Hi, John. Have you reached out to Diatone with this issue? Sure seems like something they might be interested in hearing about. Created a new intro logo for the channel that relates to Stinger. Ha! Ha 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 ha! That's a great picture. I'm going to save this for later and look at it later. You're still trying to figure... Oh, the VTX and the flight controller were not on the same settings. And it would be switching mid-flight, causing bad footage. Sounds like he was on the wrong channel. Okay, glad you solved it. Oh. He lowered his D-gain, and he put his filters back to 1.0, and the warbling sound was gone. And he put the P and I values he's used to, and the warbling sound is back. Okay, Isaac. Yeah, can you put the PIDs back at a point where the warbling stops? How does the quad fly? I can't tell if you are changing I and P values to, quote, what you're used to. And maybe that's just not right for this quad. Yeah. Kyle NA set up GPS rescue but hasn't tested it. Very curious to know if during a quad somersault flip upside down, GPS rescue, would it flip back by itself? Hi, Kyle. The quad should auto level before it starts flying home. So yeah, I would expect it to do that. But don't test GPS rescue like that. How to test GPS rescue. Give them a link. Test like this. If you want to test flipping over from upside down, then enable angle mode when you're upside down and see what happens. Chris Brandon is having a VTX issue on 2 quads. One is the Chimera 4. The other is the Xylo 5-inch JB edition that he built. The Chimera was a bind and fly. The antenna popped out after a crash. After putting it back in, I get black video. The JB Freak style is always black video unless plugged into Betaflight. What the F? Hi, Chris. Black video means the camera is not sending image through the flight controller to the VTX. Black video is never an antenna issue on the VTX or on the VTX. It could be the signal input to the VTX is bad, but usually black video is a wiring issue between the camera and the VTX. Since you swapped cameras and the image stayed black, that points to the wiring between camera FC and VTX. Could be a dead camera, but he said he swapped the camera. He said he swapped to a few cameras. What? Joe Rogan didn't die. Joe Rogan is alive. People always joke about Joe Rogan dying. I just had to check if this was actually the time that he really died. Joe Rogan. The internet says Joe Rogan didn't die. Dr. Steele, does he have the lens cover on? This is a dumb question, but do you have the lens cap on? Okay, sorry, I asked. If that's it, I'm going to freaking laugh my ass off. He says one camera worked, yeah. So one time there was a bad camera, but another time there wasn't. If you see OSD, then you're right, but not every time will you see the OSD. If there's no sync pulse from the camera, yeah. Whatever rates you're using when you go full stick, you should get full stick rate. So if Betaflight says full stick is 500 DPS, you should see the 3D model go 500 DPS. Chris Losey has a jumper T-light. He doesn't know what's going on. Why are my channels maxed out on pitch and yaw? You got to calibrate those sticks, buddy. Wait. Have you changed channels monitor? Have you changed any of the mixer settings? Yeah. Joseph Peterson. I mean, it's unlikely he had 4 dead cameras. Joseph Peterson, he's trying to use the V-Fly camera switcher. He's using Crossfire with the Diatone Mamba, the TBS Tango 2 transmitter. The camera doesn't work with Crossfire protocol. Maybe because it's PWM based. Hi, Joseph. I'm going to guess that the reason the camera switcher doesn't work with Crossfire is because it is looking for a PWM signal like a servo signal from a traditional RC transmitter, RC receiver, Crossfire can actually output a PWM signal from the Nano RX, so it could actually be easy to do it that way. Renato Moreira says, I'm starting to get into the hobby. I want to get into freestyle and some long range. I've watched all the reviews and how-tos to start. It's an overload of information. I don't know what to get. My budget is around $800. Radio, TX16S, and Tango 2 are my preference. Goggles or DJI. You're not going to get into DJI for under 800 bucks. Let's get some direction. Hi, Renato. Are you in the USA or somewhere else? I have a couple of build kits with good tutorials, but they only ship from the USA. Goggle Buyer's Guide 2020. Here is my current goggle buyer's guide. Best controller 2020. Here's a controller roundup too. Nathan Collins has a Flywheel Explorer. One of the ESCs says the Y error, and I can't flash it. Here's the fix for that. That's a lot of messages. Wow. Troubleshooting. Pinned messages. Where's the Y problem? Here we go. Okay. Boom. Copy. Hi, Nathan. Here's how... Dang it. Here's how to fix the Y problem. It's just a copy paste though, chat, so you will not be able to see it, unfortunately. Done. Gomer Thomas is just saying hi because he joined my... I've been stuck for a year. I overcharged a battery and it exploded. I spent over $1,000 on the drone I'm building. Make a wiring diagram for me. I'm not gonna make a wiring diagram. What do you... I don't even know what... I don't even... You've told me... You told me that you have a Race Day Quads Bardwell 3030 stack combo, but then you didn't tell me anything else that you've got. So how can I make a wiring diagram? I don't even know what parts you have. Hi, Gomer. Flight controller wiring for beginners 2020. I made a video about this. Here's a how to wire. Here's a video I made teaching how to wire up common parts on a quadcopter. If you come up with a wiring diagram with the parts you plan to use, I will check it for you. So this is what I do when people ask me for a wiring diagram, is I send them a link to this video I made that tells how to make your own wiring diagram, and then I ask them to make me a wiring diagram and tell them I'll check it. And I will. But I'm not going to sit down and make you a wiring diagram. I will check your work and tell you if you got it right, and if you made mistakes, I'll talk them through with you. But you have to make a wiring diagram first. I'm not just going to make one for you. The MMCX connector being broken. No, that doesn't make any sense. Hi, Chris. That is pretty weird. Broken MMCX connector should cause static. Static or short range, but not black image. That's pretty weird. That's pretty weird. Can I still use DJI Assistant 202? No, you need 2.1. Hi, AD. I think you need Assistant 2.1 going forward. Angelo bought the combo ESC and flight controller. The receiver, he is trying to get a receiver working with the JB-F7. The receiver is the Jumper R900 Mini. Which receiver is that? I guess that outputs S-Bus. Yeah, it outputs S-Bus. Okay. Where has he soldered it? To R1? Signal to R1. These pictures are giant. Yellow wire coming off a signal, going to white wire, going to yellow wire. Where does the yellow wire go? Yellow wire goes to T1. So that's your problem. He's got the S-Bus going to T1. So, oh my god, oh my god. Yeah, yellow and white are flipped. You got it, dude. You got it. I just got back to this message. Yeah, I agree. You have yellow and white flipped. The S-Bus signal wire needs to go to RX1 on the flight controller. See if that fixes it. Thank you, Jeffrey Samandal, for a $5 super chat. Sky Scout says, I'm building a Project 399 Super G 10-inch and went with the Brain FPV Radix 2 Hobbywing X-Rotor Micro 60 amp ESC. When following the Brain FPV guide, we don't get any LEDs on the flight controller or the startup sound from the flight controller. We do get the startup sound from the ESC. Hi, Benjamin. The Radix relies on 5-volt power coming from the regulator on the ESC. So if the Radix doesn't power up when you plug in the battery, then either the wiring is wrong, unlikely, since you are presumably using the factory harness, or the 5-volt regulator on the ESC is dead. Can you measure the 5-volt wire coming off the ESC with a multimeter and see if it is outputting 5 volts? It's not looking good. Yeah, not a lot of emails. 83, we're down to 83. I don't know why it's going so slowly. Isaac Lanier. Yeah, leave the ESCs to stock, Isaac. We got a JHMCU GHF411 flight controller and a Flywoo Goku. I have attached pictures of the pinouts. The video pad broke. Is there any way to use a TX or RX pad as a video? Hi, Eris. Unfortunately, you cannot use the TX or RX pads as video. You can't remap video at all, I'm afraid. I think I'm a little more I'm a little more long-winded in the emails when I'm on the stream because I'm talking to you guys at the same time. I think I'm a little more terse when I'm working by myself. David Lasagna. David Lasagna. That's a name. I followed your tutorial on building the QAVS Mini 4-inch. This is my first quad. I ordered my Radiomaster TX16S through your link. As I got to the part in the tutorial where it came to soldering is when everything went to hell. Yup. I've never soldered before. I feel like I ruined my $60 flight controller. Yeah. I'm really upset. I put so much. You need to buy a solder practice board and learn to solder. Do you have any tips on being better? How do I know if it's fixable or not? How much? Yeah. Hi, David. Unfortunately, soldering is a pain in the butt. Unfortunately, soldering is a common stumbling block for people trying to get into the hobby. Let me find him this. There's this great soldering tutorial. What did I find? How to solder. Where is this great soldering tutorial I found? I know. Where am I going to find it again? Damn it. Is it in my history? Come on. Oh, it's the wrong... Hang on. It's the wrong account. Switch account. Okay. History. Extremely dangerous to click on your YouTube history while you're on a live stream, but I'm going to risk it. Watch history. Can I search my watch history? Solder. So close. Is it this one? No. Nope, nope, nope. Close, though. Is it this one? Oh, this one's so good. Oh, this is the one. This solder tutorial is so good, you guys. It's ridic. It's ridic. This solder tutorial is so good. So I'm going to give him this tutorial. But soldering can be learned in a relatively short time. It's not complicated or difficult, just requires proper technique and practice. Here is a great tutorial. Please buy some solder practice boards and learn on them before trying again on an expensive piece of electronics. I don't know, man. Why would you dive in on a flight controller having never been able to solder before? Don't do that. Don't do that. It looks easy when I do it. Of course it does. I've been doing it a long time. You've never done it. Don't practice on a $50 ESC or flight controller. Hello, Joshua. I bought the DJI FPV. Now I want to build another quad to get some footage with the GoPro since I work with drone cinematic footage. It'd be perfect to have both. I wonder if you know anything about the DJI FPV controller working with the Air Unit Caddx Vista, etc. Hi. What's this guy's name? Fortrax. Is that your name? I guess so. Fortrax. The DJI controller V2 is not compatible with the current Air Unit and Vista. DJI has said they intend to make it compatible with a future Air Unit and Vista, but the time frame of that is unknown. There you go. Jonathan Ward. Configurator reads all four and will flash. It just won't flash all. Okay. If you can flash with configurator, then go for it. I'm not sure why it won't let you flash all four. Or why Suite is not reading them. We're down to 80. VTX blackout on touchdown and flips. I followed your Tyro 119 build. I've connected the VTX power wires straight to the battery. It blacks out in turtle mode. Okay. Hi, Ignas. Does the VTX black out? Damn it. Black out even though it is wired directly to VBAT and not connected to any voltage regulator? We'll just double check that. Hey Josh, hope all is well, says Jason Allen. Just a quick question about the Xylo flight controller telemetry sensors. I only get 4 sensors to show up. Is there something I need to update to get the ones shown in your video? Hi Jay. To get... What receiver are you using? That's the first thing we have to know before we can figure out telemetry. Lawrence Campbell is having a problem with the HDLRC Sector 5. It's been... Motor wouldn't spin. Quad flipped out. Flew it on a 4S pack. It flew smoothly. 6S pack. It went crazy. What are your thoughts? Hi, Lawrence. Honestly, if I bought a bind and fly quad and it was this bad out of the box, I would be bugging the store and or the manufacturer to make it right. I will be glad to try to help figure out the problem, but really it's disappointing that bad products like this are seen as the customer's job to fix. I'm going to leave it at that and see what he says. Gomer Thomas needs some help. Wow. Okay, thank God he put his freaking phone number in the subject line. Thank God that hasn't gone out over the stream. I'm contacting you because I need your help. I'm putting a Betaflight drone together. Never done it before. Would like you to tell me what I did wrong. 2 of my motors are not spinning, and the receiver is not communicating. There's some parts that he's got. Hi, Gomer. When you say the motors aren't spinning, if you pinch the motor in your fingers, then plug in the battery, do you feel beeps / vibration from the motors? How many beeps? 5, 3, or none? Okay. Shindron's Geyser. I never reviewed the Geyser. Please review one. Yeah, okay, maybe someday. I'm pushing over 100 hours in Velocidrone. Okay, I think if you have 100 hours of Velocidrone, you're good to go, dude. All right, we're going to put this message aside for now. 3D printer question. I've been reluctant to get into 3D printing because I feel like I barely have time to build and repair my quads, but I'm at a point where it's more troublesome to buy prints than to just bite the bullet. I've watched your videos. I was going to get a Prusa Mini Plus, but I learned that Bowden extruders, that's not true at all. Hi, Will. If you are a guy who has more money than time and you just want to buy a 3D printer and start getting prints out of it, I would encourage you to get the Prusa Mini Plus. Bowden printers absolutely can get good results from TPU, just maybe printing a little bit slower. Yep. He said I have more money than time. He should buy a Prusa. William Harris has a Crossfire TX Nano on his QX7. I powered it up without the antenna on. Doesn't matter. Hi, Bill. You can relax about powering it up with no antenna. The TBS Crossfire modules are protected from this. I don't think you should leave it on all night, but it won't take damage. Take damage from a few minutes. Probably the Nano is just not wired upright. A common mistake is to swap the TX and RX wires. If you send a picture of your wiring, I will check it for you. Okay. No. Lonnie Cox is just greeting me for joining the email list. No question or anything, just saying hello. Let's see. HLRC 1303.5 4500 kV motor. Huh. Ciotti thinks that motor is good with a light 3S battery. Interesting. I would have thought 1303 was great for 3-inch. I guess it depends on the weight though. Toothpick 3. Question I'm trying to. My video is really bad. Okay, I've already answered this guy. Michael R. I was searching high and low for recommendations on an affordable RTF kit with a drone that lets me fly indoors and outdoors. He ordered a Radiomaster TX16S and has been practicing in the simulator. When it comes to DRL and takeoff, I assume I should go for takeoff takeoff? What's takeoff? I don't know what takeoff is. I wonder if there's a translation issue there. Which drone should I select to have flight characteristics closest to the drone I'm about to get? I'm going to put this one off for a minute. This guy has a Banggood that's flipping on takeoff. He's had several flights, but he hammered the throttle and the quad flipped and hit the picnic table. It's not a CG issue. Hi, Jim. Is it Jim or Jim Bubba? I guess it's Jim Bubba. I never shorten somebody's name. If you say your name's Jim Bubba, I'm not going to call you Jim. Hi, Jim Bubba. I don't think this is a CG issue. The quad is plenty powerful to compensate for that small offset in CG. Takeoff, liftoff. Thank you. That's good. Yep, thank you. That's good. I would have got that eventually, I bet. The fact that the quad was flying means it is configured right, motor, direction, etc. So my guess is you have a motor that is stuttering on strong stick moves. The first thing I always check is the motor screws. Are they touching the wires or windings? One thing you could do is do a gentle flight and then see if the motor screws are hot on any motor. Yeah. Hey, Skadoosh. Down to 66. We're making progress. Oh my God. Josh Rattan says, my flight controller started smoking from the USB port when I plugged it into my computer. You know what might have caused this? I have no idea. Nope. Hi, Josh. I have no idea what might have caused this. And frankly, I think the PC USB port should have protection against overcurrent. So my guess would be a problem with the computer. Even if the FC was to short circuit the power wires, the PC should protect against it. Short, yeah, but Family Guyver, even if you short 5-volt DC, the USB port should just say overcurrent and shut it down. I mean, I've had a computer shut down a USB port before. Alexander Sother says, I need some help. I bought an iFlight ProTech 35 with the DJI Air unit. The store didn't have any Tyrannus receivers available, and I had a QX7 and XM Plus. Everything seems normal. The motors move together when I use the master slider, but when I plug in the battery and arm the quad, oh, the motors don't spin the same. Yep. Why do quadcopter motors spin up by themselves but props off? Hi, Alexandre. This is a really common question. Here is a video I made to address it. Everybody thinks the motor should spin the same speed when you arm. Such a common question. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Found this a little while ago. Best way to modify the DJI drone. How to enable debugging and Assistant 2 for the Mavic. So we need to find someone who can get this done with the new FPV Assistant. Yeah. Somebody who's going to do that. Skadoosh is here. Did he return? Did he ever leave? Lord Primate wants to know about CPU load. Hi, Lord Primate. The number one thing to be aware of is if you go into the CLI and type tasks, look at the gyro, PID, and filters tasks, and they should be as close to the loop rate as possible. Gyro will typically be 8,000 hertz. PID may be 4,000 or 8,000, depending on your settings. Filter should match PID. If they are more than a few off, more than, say, plus or minus 5 or 10 from the nominal value, then the CPU load is too high. 50% is no big deal. Okay, Daniel Mopin is looking for a 3.5-inch prop for the Babyhawk 2. No, I don't know anybody who has the Scimitar props. No. Hi, Daniel. Maybe you could look for the iFlight ProTech 3.5-inch prop or the Emax Avon 3.5-inch prop. I believe the Scimitar is out of production. The Scimitar Quad is out of production. I could be wrong. I think it's out of production. Not 100% sure. So the Scimitar prop may also... Oh, no, that's the Avon. I'm sorry. No, I don't know who has that in stock. 3.5-inch props are pretty rare, so if you find it, pick up some extras. Yeah. Nathan Collins is good. We solved his problem. Got that guy's problem solved. 5-volt regulator on the flight controller has gone bad. You can use a Beck. You can use it. What do we got? This is too much for right now. I'll have to put this off till later. Yoni Musher has a question about a naked GoPro Hero 3 Plus. I am hi Yoni. I assume you can take that camera apart, but I don't know a tutorial for a Hero 3. It's an older camera. I can't put you in the right direction. Thank you, Focus Point FPV, for a $5 super chat. DJI goggles just came in today. My charger dies on me. I've had 2 Toolkit RC M6 chargers die on me. What would you recommend? My favorite is the Hoda D6 Duo. Pro, or it's also the same. The HobbyMate D6 Duo is the same one. I've had 4 of them for over a year. They're rock solid. I did have one of them that the internal fuse died and one of the channels wouldn't work, but pretty good track record. Can you show me where you're seeing op mode? Can you show me where you're seeing op mode? I wanted you to show me with a photograph, not describe it to me. Now I have to pull out my radio and look it up myself. That's why I said show me. Next to the output power setting. Where's op mode? General. Op mode normal. Oh, I see. Normal versus force telemetry. Huh. I don't think that matters. Op mode normal. I don't even know what that is. What is the op mode? Oh, what is it? Leave it on normal. I see. You can leave that on normal. Op mode, force, telemetry, crossfire, op mode. What does it even do? What does it do, though? I don't know. I don't know what it does. Nobody knows what it does. Okay. I don't know what it does. Let's just tell him to leave it on normal. Ben Selby is charging a 3,300 milliamp hour 6S battery from storage to full charge. They set it to 3.3 amps. It's only charging at 2.1. Why is that? The IMAX B6AC. That's why. B6AC is a... What's the amps? What's the amps on this one? The B6AC... 6 amp, 50 watts. That's the answer. Hi, Ben. The charger has a limit of 6 amps and 50 watts. You're not hitting the 6 amp limit, but you are hitting the 50 watt limit. It's a 6S battery, so 50 watts divided by 2.1 amps. 50 watts divided by 2.1 amps equals, do the math, 50 divided by 2.1 is 23.8 volts. Equals 23.8 volts. So when the battery hits 23.8 volts, it can't go higher than 2.1 amps because it can't exceed 50 watts. Bingo. Doc Murdoch. I talked to him already. Ima Zaman says, I've been watching your build videos for several years. I've got a favorite build. It's the Omnibus F4 with a Typhoon 4-in-1. I notice my quad starts pulling or drifting to the left. It doesn't drift, but after 20 seconds it starts drifting. It's accelerometer drift. I checked the line levels in your video to see if it's accelerometer or gyro issue. Hi, Z-Man. When it starts drifting, is it in auto level mode? There is a Betaflight bug that causes the accelerometer to drift after power up. It gets worse during flight until you can't keep the quad level. Unfortunately, there isn't any certain fix that I'm aware of. It just affects certain FC and not others. Thank you, Peter Novak, for a $20 PayPal. Suta says, I'm a beginner when... it looks like he answered his own question from one of my videos. Boom, down to 52. We're halfway through. VTX broken and micro USB on flight controller broken. Decompiler, once the accelerometer drifts, it just drifts over flight, over the course of the flight. I don't think there's a fix. Ryan Kahn says, I broke my iFlight Force VTX. I also broke my micro USB. I have 2 Nautical 5s and one still works. When the new VTX comes, can I just plug and play in the broken quad? Or should I take the working quad? Hi, Ryan. Assuming you bought another iFlight Force VTX, yeah, you can just plug it in and go. If you want to get into the air sooner, then yeah, take the VTX off the one quad and put it on the other quad. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, Dinky Mods, for a $5 super chat. Try the iFlight props. I do agree. I mean, they're not the same as the Avon props, but they're the right size, so go for it. Seriously? How dumb do you think I am? You can't rickroll someone in Gmail. You can't rickroll someone in Gmail, Ian. Ian Sonster. This is Ian. Gmail shows you a preview of the video, Ian. Gmail shows you a preview of the video. When a video is linked in an email, Ian, Gmail shows you a preview of the video at the bottom of the email. Don't show my channel name on stream. Okay, I guess you're Rick Astley. Ian. I certainly hope nobody rickrolls Ian. That would be very, very irresponsible. Oh, Ian. Oh, dude. Oh, wow. Oh, hang on. I put his email on the stream. Wow. Oh, man. Ian. Ouch. He's going to really like that new cat newsletter someone's going to subscribe him to. Jesus Christ. What are you doing? Ian, I'm going to assume it was you who was signing me up for newsletters. 51 to go. Jacob Swearingen has a bad day turning worse. I have a quad that's been flying fine, but I knocked it onto the ground, bounced off the grass, didn't seem to do much in the moment, but it knocked a prop blade off. I disarmed immediately, went and grabbed it. Now one motor doesn't work properly. It just twitches when I arm and stops. It has race wire LEDs that are also partially working, but they stop when I throttle up and the ESC resets. If the ESC was bad, it would never work even partially, correct? No, not correct. Hi, Jacob. I'm sorry to say your guess about the ESC not working isn't right. A damaged ESC will often make the motor twitch but not spin. So it's a total toss-up whether the motor or ESC got damaged. But my guess is the ESC. But swap the motor anyway. And if that fixes it, yay. But if it doesn't fix it, then swap the ESC. Jesse Bevins learned how to clear a solder bridge today. We got a proposed news item. DJI, all right, yeah. Help with the Xylo Bardwell quad build. What's going on? The quad will not pair with the DJI FPV goggles V2. The goggles are functioning properly. Have you switched? Hi, Renee. No, stop. Hi, Renee. Have you switched the goggles into Air Units Vista FPV mode? It's in the About menu. Joshua Bardwell DJI drone. I gotta find to show. I can't just tell him. I have to show him where to do it. What is this? No, that's no. Joshua Bardwell DJI. Why am I... Stop. You know, when I switch accounts in Gmail, I don't want to switch accounts in YouTube. Can you please get that right? No, they'll never get that right. That's too much to ask. I would be annoyed the other way if I was how to switch back to Air Unit Vista mode. Okay, that's how to do it. Let's give him a link. Here is a link to a video showing how to do it. After that, they should bind. Okay, great. Thanks, DJI, for making your new system so trouble-free and intuitive. Thank you for Cameron Kalegi for a $20 super chat. Working to series an optimal FAC via permutation filter product when hardware is arbitrarily varied. Realized you could be a valuable alpha for a... I don't understand many of the words in this sentence. I know what the words mean, but I don't understand them in the context. Working to series a optimal FAC via permutation filter product when hardware is arbitrarily varied. I cannot parse that sentence at all. Like, at all. Like, working, I'm with you. Working to, I'm with you. Working to series. You've lost me. It feels like that's a verb. But I don't know what series means in a verb. And now I don't know why A is capitalized. Working to series A and optimal. So now I think series A is a phrase. It's a verb phrase. I'm going to series A this, but I don't know what it means to series A something. I could be a valuable alpha for our proof of conflict. Alpha tester. Okay, I got that. Do you have a second address for partnership or sponsor? A second address, like an email address? Cameron Kalegi, you can email me to talk about this. JoshuaBardwell@gmail.com. We have Series A is financing. Okay, thank you, Cameron. We have a product. Series A is financing. You're fine, man. I certainly appreciate your donation. It's late night. You get the real deal. You get everything right as I'm thinking it. Go ahead and email me, Cameron, and we'll talk about it. Appreciate your donation. You're always welcome to email, and as you can see, I will get to it. Yeah. Yeah, just email me. We could talk about it. Series A, I see. I was right. Series A is a verb. Can't get Betaflight 4.2 to recognize his mag, even though it does not use it. Can it be enabled? Would it be more precise for rescue mode? Can't get it to recognize his mag, even though it does not use it. Is he using... what GPS and compass unit are you using? Does it connect to the flight controller using the SDA SCL pads? So he can't get Betaflight to recognize the magnetometer. I want to find out if he has a GPS with compass and how he's connected it to the flight controller. Plenty of opportunity here for him to say things like, what do you mean SDA SCL pads? I don't know what that is. What do I think of the Sedora SL5 versus the Nazgul? Hi, Rodrigo. Truth. The Nazgul is less expensive than the SL5, and although the SL5 has some better parts, the Nazgul is so good it's hard for me to justify the price difference of the SL5. I would probably take the Nazgul personally. The Tech 77 says, my name is Roger. I've started learning about FPV drones, flown mostly fixed wing, but it's been years ago. I started messing around with some toy quads this year, so I decided to give FPV a try. I'm working on putting together a Happy Model Cine 8 kit. The most confusing thing has been all the new transmitters and figuring out what protocols work with what. I've not messed with RC much in 10 or 15 years. I enjoy your videos. Hi, Roger. The best thing to do today, in my opinion, is to get a controller like the Radio Master or Jumper, which have a 4-in-1 module that can bind to most common receiver types. Or just bite the bullet and get Crossfire, Ghost, Tracer, or Express LRS. No, don't tell him Express LRS if he's a beginner. And get Crossfire or Ghost. Crossfire, Ghost, or Tracer. All right, fine. Tracer is not going to come in bind and flies, though. That's the problem. He's probably going to want bind and flies. Ghost doesn't either. All right, well, fine. Crossfire, then. Or just bite the bullet and get TBS Crossfire and never look back. I don't have a separate email for sponsors, Cameron. I don't. If you want to talk about consulting or something, then just email me and I will get back to you. I don't understand what's going on here. Why are you shaking your head? What's going on here? Cameron. So you can see my top priority is answering questions and not talking to sponsors. It's actually true. I will actually just look. If you send me a sponsor email that that I have to think about, instead of replying to it quickly and giving it a priority, I'll put it over in this to-do list, and then I will think about it and maybe get back to it really not as promptly as you would probably hope I would, because these questions I can just answer and I'm, knocking them out. I have to actually think a lot about commitments and contracts. I had a weird problem and the solution might be useful, interesting to me. I flew a quad the first time. It stuttered like an old car. One of the wires of the motor had an isolation problem. Yeah, yep, that'll cause that. Okay, this person deleted a YouTube comment and emailed me to apologize. I'm not actually sure I ever saw the comment that he's upset about. I mean, I might have seen it and forgotten or not made a big deal out of it. But cool. Don't worry about it, Paul. I appreciate you doing the right thing and taking it down. Please don't give it a second thought. Bingo. I don't know what he said, but don't worry about it. I sure wasn't mad. And I appreciate you taking the initiative to take it down if you felt like it wasn't right. Josh Hardy, appreciation from a fan. Oh, this one's a little personal. I'm not going to read it on the stream. Here's a video of Brian Gonzalez flying my logo under his custom hologram drone. Any chance you can share it? Yeah, we'll put it on the news. Forward to It's Splunty. And we will put it on the news. Insert clever name here. DJI Assistant V2 doesn't recognize the V2 goggles. It says device ready. It says driver not available. You need to be on the 2.1. Ah, yeah, he's using the wrong app. Done. He was using the wrong app. Great, problem solved. Down to 40. You think we're going to finish this? We are 20 minutes from the end of the 2-hour music video I started playing. Okay, that's done. What's up, Josh? Says Jeffrey Ref. I purchased the GetRC Crocodile Baby 4-inch drone with XM Plus receiver. Purchased the X9 Lite controller. I have them bound. Hey, I get response from the controller when connected to Betaflight. Yay! That's 2. I set the arm switch when I try to actually fly it. I get nothing. Dang. Well, you know, we got 2 out of 3. I can move the motor slider and the motor spin. Okay. Hi. Oh, you're actually doing really good, Jeffrey. Hi, Jeffrey. You are actually doing really good to have gotten this far. Betaflight won't arm introduction is a video I made. The next thing to do is confirm that the arm mode turns yellow or red in the modes tab of Betaflight. This will confirm that the FC can tell that you are trying to arm. Then after that, follow the instructions in this video to get the arming status flag that is preventing you from arming. Boom. I mean, it could be min check. It could be any number of things. So you just get the army status flag. Robin Doizers just dropped me a super chat about Emu Flight and Crossfire. That must have been during one of my live streams. I've reflashed Betaflight to the Flywheel F411, set up the tabs correctly, Crossfire protocol. Now I have no stick response. If I upload the backup from the board I made before I changes it, it works again. So there should be something in the CLI that I uploaded that made it work, but I can't find what made it work. Maybe I can dump that in Emu Flight and maybe it works. I can look at the dump, Robin, but there's nothing for me to see that's going to tell me what's right or wrong. Hi, Robin. I don't think I'm going to be able to tell a lot by looking through the dump. Especially the ports config is difficult to read the CLI lines, to interpret the CLI lines. Can you compare screenshots of Emu versus Betaflight to see if there are any obvious differences? Yeah. Emu Flight works on any Betaflight flight controller. I do believe that's correct, Bubby. Okay. Oh, Thomas watched me answer his email on the stream. Should I replace the flight controller, ESC, or motors? There was a long, rapid beeping from the drone until I plugged it in. Usually, I think death rolls are an ESC problem, but you're also losing video, which wouldn't be an ESC thing. But a dead flight controller usually won't cause a death roll because the motors all stop spinning at the same time. So, yeah, not very helpful. You have video? You have video? All right, let's see. Oh, but it's an AVI. It's a DVR video. There's no sound. I bet there's no sound. No sound. What can we see? You can see that you got your NTSC PAL. This must be a Fat Shark. This recording, it... Yeah, the Fat Shark DVR does that. What happens when he death rolls? What happens? When's the moment? It's coming. The moment's coming. Why is RSSI low? He's not very far. Oh, well, LQ is fine, though, so don't worry about RSSI. Oh, bingo. Damn. Damn, it just went. And it rebooted. So the flight controller definitely rebooted. That's bad. It didn't even try. What's the answer for this one? I watched your video and I'm surprised at how fast the whole quad shut down. Yeah, ESC wire. I think, here we go. Here we go. The first thing I would check is the wire going between the ESC and the flight controller. Is it plugged in securely or is it maybe loose? That would cause... See, it death rolls because it happened when he was doing a snap roll. Maybe the flight controller is losing power. The flight controller to lose power, and maybe the sharp roll is causing it to come disconnected. I don't think it's a battery voltage issue. I don't think so. Battery to ESC would be my next choice prop breaker FPV. I don't think it's an ESC skadoosh because the whole flight controller rebooted. Theoretically, a bad ESC or motor could cause a voltage seg that would reboot the flight controller. To me, that seems less likely. I think I'm going to have him check that wire. That's what I'm going to have him check. And then the next thing, I mean, I don't think we should be replacing parts yet. Oh, he said there was a long, rapid beeping from the drone until I unplugged it. That could be a bad flight controller. But let's just check. Let's just check. All we have to do is one thing at a time. Which battery did I use in this build? Which goggles did I use for the Tyro 119? The battery I used was a 1500 milliamp 4S 100C. For goggles, you can use any analog goggles. Goggle Buyer's Guide 2021. Here is a buyer's guide that might help you decide. Eric Shell joined my mailing list. Can you mix and match flight controllers and ESC's brands and models? Hi, Eric. You can mix and match FC and ESC, but you will have to rearrange the wires in the harness going between them. So it's usually desirable to use the same brand just for convenience sake. That's a fine answer. How can I program an FPV drone on Betaflight? Asks Jan Tunga. But there is no more information. That is not enough information for me to answer a question. I'm afraid I'm going to pass on this one. Your German at the email reading live stream sounded great. No joke. That's probably coincidence more than anything else. I was reading some German text on a website phonetically. Arasil@gmail.com says, howdy Joshua, I'm pretty new to the hobby. I've recently been working on increasing my range with a newly purchased Flywheel Explorer LR. I'm getting some problems. I can get about 1 to 1.3 feet, 1,000 to 1,300 feet with no obstruction in front of me. That's pretty good. What is that in kilometers? I always think in kilometers when I'm doing... Oh, that's only 300 meters. That's not that far. 300 meters is not that far. Damn. Second I deviate off the plane, I get immediate and severe video loss. If I break line of sight, it drops significantly. The crossfire link is solid. I do not experience this drop-off on my other aircraft. The Hexplorer LR analog and VTX set to max power. I don't know if the analog... Okay. Hi, Jerry. Since the problem doesn't happen on your other quad, we can conclude the goggles are probably okay and the problem is with the quad. The first thing I would want to do is confirm the VTX is at max output power. Sometimes, like for example, if the VTX table config is wrong, then the VTX will lock itself at a low output power. I would check the antenna on the VTX is not damaged. Also, the coaxial cable going to the antenna. I don't even know what the analog VTX looks like on the Explorer, though. Does you need to unlock it or anything? Don't know. Let's see if that gets him somewhere. Turtle mode was not working. Now it is working. Samuel Bots fixed his own problem. Done. Done. David, some questions about thank you. Does that change your mind for a head-mounted goggle? No. 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 If you have an analog camera system, the DJI goggle can use an analog receiver module. Through its AV input. If you had a... But most likely you will prefer to fly on DJI because of the great resolution and range. We're trying to get the receiver tab working. The receiver is bound, but the channels don't move. The next thing I would check is the wiring of the receiver to the flight controller. Can you show a wiring diagram or photo that makes it clear where each wire comes from and where it goes? Tyrannus not working on PC. It says device descriptor request failed. Oh. That's bad. Hi, Michael. The device descriptor request failed error is pretty serious. It's not a driver issue. Device descriptor request failed is not a driver issue, is it? It never is. It's usually a firmware or hardware issue. The first thing I would do is try a new USB cable, I guess. Yeah, or maybe the USB port is damaged somehow on the radio. Oh, wait. He says the same setup works on the desktop, but not the laptop. Okay, so that changes it. The fact that it works on the desktop means the radio is fine. So I would suspect a bad USB port on the laptop. Can you try a different one? Different port? Surely he did. Surely he already tried that. Or did you already do that? Okay. Device descriptor request failed is always like a hardware issue. I mean, that's not true. If you flash the wrong firmware to your flight controller, it'll say device descriptor request failed. So I guess that's wrong. It's not a hardware issue. No TBS receiver and TX AIO. What? Hey, Joshua. Greetings from Australia. I've been flying quads for about 3 years now, but I never checked on the latest stuff. I decided to build a career RD65PR with TOA turbine motors as a racing quad. I'm pretty satisfied with the quad, but I have one problem. The VTX is an extra spare TBS Unify. It's way too big. I do have a tracer system. Wondering what you use as a VTX for a racing quad. Hi, Luke. The VTX I would take is the Unify Nano Pro 32 HV. It takes up It outputs up to 400 milliwatt. If you are truly committed to racing, you can get the non-HV version. It is even smaller, but only goes up to 50 milliwatts. Joshua. I don't know if we're going to make it to 0 today, guys. It's almost 3 a.m. I actually have a thing tomorrow morning. We may have to call this one. But we're going to keep going for at least until this playlist ends. There's another 3 minutes on the playlist. Yeah, okay. James Mallard is introducing himself to me. No question, I think. Just introducing himself. Nice to meet you, Jim. Dan has a telemetry issue on the Xylo 5-inch drone. The RXSR. He's using the RXSR. Have you got SmartPort working? All right, we'll have to get back to Dan. It's a little bit too involved for 3 in the morning. Question here about PIDs versus rates. It's an HDLRC Parrot? Yeah. Okay, I think we talked about that in another email. No error. So this guy's got a Diatone GT349 where the quad will not rearm after it crashes. No error message in the OSD. It doesn't do anything in the OSD. The voltage is stuck. It's frozen up. Hi. Oh, crap. I would say, hi, John. If the flight controller OSD freezes up, then to me that is bad hardware. It should always be responding or at least counting up the timer or updating the voltage. But to get 3 bad FC in a row is pretty extraordinary. Haines City. I'm going to try to hook up RX Tunes. RX Tunes is in Haines City, Florida. And is looking for someone to help him set up his quad. So let's go to maps.google.com. Thank you very much, 4T, for $1 New Zealand super chat. Haines City, Florida. Is that right? Yeah. Where is Haines City, Florida? Well, it's got a Walmart. It's got a Publix. And a motel. Where are we at? Haines City, Florida is, geez. It's not far from, I mean, who knows how far that really is. That could be 2 hours. Okay, let's look at the multi-GP. I know Lakeland has a chapter. Chapter map. What are you trying to... A $1 super chat will definitely get me to notice you. Any super chat, really. That's just... I feel like that's a responsibility. People expect you to read their super chats. Okay, we're somewhere at Haines City. So it looks like Lake Wales and Lake Buena Vista. It's... Lake Wales, Florida. Flight Fest South. Oh, interesting. That is not an active chapter, I'm going to assume. Lake Buena Vista, Orlando, Florida. Looks like the nearest chapters are... It looks like the nearest multi-GP chapters are in Orlando or Lakeland. I know there are people in Lakeland. I don't know if there's no chapter in Lakeland. All right. We're in Orlando. Can I suggest you check out the multi-GP chapter map and see if you can join a Facebook group or something to get in contact with them? No. I want the chapter map. There we go. Have we started a new music playlist? I think we have. 23 to go. We can do this. 23 to go. We can do this. Sorry, guys. I know I'm ignoring the chat. I'm trying to get through this so I can get to bed. You know how we can do this. 22 to go. We could totally do this. Harold Staline has a small, big problem with his drone. After I make a roller flip, one of the motors goes full throttle for no reason, and it's quite hot after a flight. Screw touching the wires? Hell yes. I can check the connection with the ESC is from the same. I can't say if one... Hi, Harold. If the screw was touching the wires, then the screw would be hot after the flight. Sometimes screws get hot just because the motor is hot, but if the motor is cool and the screw is hot, then the screw is definitely touching the winding. That's not very helpful. The only way to be sure is to test with a multimeter. If one motor is hot at a flight, yeah. Thank you, Camera and Kalegi. SC is a transaction, unfortunately, or not. Email. Super chats are a transaction. It is true. I mean, that's what people expect from super chats. They expect the streamer to read the super chats. Eventually, some streamers get so many super chats they don't read them all, but I'm not there. Ori Foxer is trying to get the Seal Racing F7 Dual working. Cannot get the OSD working. Have you enabled OSD in Betaflight? You have. Custom OSD is enabled. We tried a different UART. It didn't work. Whoa, hang on. You're getting voltage from the flight controller and PIDs are available? That confirms the MSP connection is working. Okay, hang on. I should be typing this. Hi, Ori Foxer. The fact that you are getting VBAT in the goggles and PIDs are working means the MSP connection is working. So don't mess with UARTs, etc. Have you dragged the OSD elements onto the screen in the OSD tab? I mean, I assume you have, but Kyle Wood, thanks for $100 super chat. Massive super chat. Thank you. Appreciate everything you've done and continue to do for the hobby. Keep it up. Thank you so much, Kyle. That's a giant donation. Yes, you have, Ori Foxer. Okay, so I don't know, man. We're missing something. Which element did you put in the middle, Ori Foxer? Which element? Like, put average cell voltage right in the middle of the screen. You definitely have custom OSD on in the goggles. Do average cell voltage. We know average cell voltage works. And put it right in the middle. Yeah. We know it works. You did. Okay. Show custom OSD is definitely on. It works on other quads. Okay, so show custom OSD is on because it works on other quads. What firmware? What firmware? Is the firmware different on this quad? All right. 425, 426. It's the same as the other quads. Man. Check in the configuration tab. Recheck. Recheck the configuration tab. Is OSD enabled in the configuration tab? FlemingDelfs@gmail.com. In the configuration tab, OSD is off. That'll do it. Please let that be it. It's all configured, darn. Something isn't configured, right? Something isn't configured. That's the thing. What are we missing? What are we missing? Let's start changing things randomly. Flash to a different Betaflight firmware. Yeah, I don't know. No, Skadoosh, it's working. He's got VBAT. He's got VBATs. VBAT in the goggles means MSP is working. Thank you, Ori Foxer, for $5 more. Thank you. We're missing something. I don't know what it is, though. It's the... Oh, it's the SB Racing H7. Does it have the graphical OSD? Could that be it? Is it H7? Does it have a graphical OSD? I don't think it does. He doesn't see any of the OSD elements, Big Data Pimp. All right. We're going to keep going. This person is trying to configure the pin IO function to start recording the SMO 4K, but when he did it, it turned off the OSD. And can't get the OSD back. Hi, Fleming. I'm not sure why your pin IO command caused your OSD to stop working, but what I would do is reflash is default the FC is reset the FC back to defaults. Go to the CLI and type defaults. Right? Yeah, he hasn't done that. He ended up flashing it off the ProTech. That should get it back to Betaflight default config. Then download the CLI dump for the ProTech from the iFlight website and paste it into the CLI. At that point, you should be back to factory config and everything should work. Okay. Mike Bergman says the SB Racing H7 has no OSD. Mike, tell me more. No, Private Island, it's DJI. He's not getting camera OSD and voltage. It's DJI. SP Racing H7 doesn't have OSD? Mike Bergman, tell us more, my friend. Slow chat is off. Don't be shy. Stuart Willoit has a JBF7 bug. He's emailing support. The OLED display switch. Are you for frickin' real? The OLED display switch? What? In the configuration tab. Are you for real? Stuart Wilhoit, if you have solved this issue, you are going to be my biggest hero. Mike Bergman, tell us more about this no OSD on the SB Racing H7, please. What do you mean OLED? Yet, show me. No, but no, I see. Interesting. That's a beta flight bug. I see. That's not the same problem. Darn. Hi, Stuart. I will forward this to iFlight for review. I would not be surprised to learn that we never tested the OLED display function, as it's not super common. If there is some startup bug, yeah. As for the beeper on RX loss, that's a tougher one. I'm sure that generally works. But I'm not sure why it's not working for you. Mike Bergman. He said it's meant to use OSD from a camera or the TBS VTX. That's stupid. That's stupid. But why that? So he still can't get the DJI OSD? Why does he have the OSD tab at all then? If the flight controller doesn't support OSD? Don't get it. I don't get it. Beeper upon RX loss. Have you got all the... Yeah, he sent me a video. I should just check. Beeper options enabled in the configuration tab. How can an H7 not have an OSD? That's really weird. I want to ask him more about that. Oh, Stevo Panopoulos wants all the steps necessary to get his iFlight Titan XL5 set up. We're not going to do that at 3 in the morning. Next. Okay. I don't know, Gayton. To be honest, I'm not really confident what is causing the death rolls. Obviously, it shouldn't do that. But I can't really pin down which of your components might be causing the issue. Typically, the way I would approach a death roll situation is to replace the motor that the quad rolls towards. If that didn't work, replace the ESC. If I hear startup beeps, then that can help figure out if the ESC or FC is the problem. If you suspect you have bad FC or ESC, contact GetFPV support and they will determine if a replacement is warranted. Oh, flight number 2, much better. Andrew Cayley is doing much better. Well, that's good. 17. I have a 2200 milliamp hour 3S LiPo. Whenever I charge it, it gets a little warm. Yeah, that's the battery cells are a little uneven. Hi, Seth. It's normal for the battery to warm up a tiny bit when charging, but It shouldn't get noticeably warm. I would be suspicious of that. How many amps are you charging it at? The spread on those cells, on those battery voltages, is not too unusual. Make sure you are charging using balance program. The brand new Nanohawk is a paperweight. I bought an Emax Nanohawk for practice. I can't get it to bind. Oh, well, it's clearly the Nanohawk's fault. Every single tutorial I've found uses D8, and I don't have a D8 option on my D16. Why would you not have D8 option on your ACCST D16? This is not an ACCST D16, my friend. This is an Access radio. Boom. Hi, Dakota. The reason you don't have D8 is because your radio is not an ACCSD radio. It's Access. And here's a picture. Access radios don't support D8. The workaround is to buy a external XJT module. Okay. There we go. Ah, no, I didn't mean to send it yet. I have to put a carriage return in. All right. Done. 14 to go, baby. That's fantastic. That moment when I go plus, enhance. Aha! I think I see why you don't have D8 mode. Yes, I'm going to be able to answer this one. All right. Hey, Josh, I charged my battery at 2.2 amps. That's exactly what it should be. Yeah. Does your charger show internal resistance? That's a good question. My name is Dominic Christie. I'm 14. I'm a big fan of your YouTube channel. I'm trying to get into the hobby. I'm struggling to cough up the large sums of money that the hobby requires. Dominic, my friend, I got bad news for you. Even assuming you manage to scrape together the large sum of money, there will just be more later. I mean, sometimes you can get by on a little. Sometimes you can use more, but it never stops, man. You're never done. I have my own 4S build. I've flown over 100 hours in the sim. I really want to know where I can get a good, fast FPV kit. I'm rocking some very bad ESC goggles. I'd like to know the cheapest ones worth buying. A good kit for less than 200 Australian dollars? I don't know about that. You should do more budget reviews on the channel. Oh, you mean... I'm not going to argue with you. Whatever. Go watch Albert Kim. Emax Tiny Hawk. Freestyle AD. What does it cost in Australian dollars? Dollary dues, as I like to call them. There's the Ready to Fly kit. $349. What? $339. Oh, I got nothing. Hi, Dominic. I would normally recommend the Tiny Hawk Freestyle to you, but I looked it up and it is $350 Australian. That's normally closer to $250 or $200 in USD. I'm not sure what you could get. I'm not sure what complete kit you could get for 200 AUD, to be honest. Albert Kim is great. He reviews a lot of stuff. Robin S. He's flashing the ESCs and they didn't... the flash failed. I don't know why you would be getting that. failed block write, failed verification. I have no idea what would cause that, to be honest with you. I've never seen that error. Hi, Robin. To be honest, I have never seen that error in BL Heli. I would have to guess there is some issue with the computer and suggest trying a different one. Were you able to read the ESCs? That's a good one. Oh yeah, a good question. What OS are you using? Maybe there's some permissions issue, like... Yeah. Oh, yes, that's... Yes, exactly. That's what internal resistance is. He's trying to do... This person is trying to do a FASST receiver swap on a bind and fly. Oh, good luck with that. He picked up a bind and fly, the Holy Bro Shuriken. I reviewed that way back when. I concluded the Futaba receiver it was fitted with was working with it. No, they don't. Yeah, they don't. You're not going to be able to bind it with the Radio Master. Correct. You just need to... you need to just replace the... Just replace the receiver. Not a Walkera. Why can you not just put like an XM on it? Hi, Jake. I would stick to an S-Bus receiver since you know exactly where the signal wire should go and the flight controller is already configured to work with S-Bus. Why not just get a FreeSky XM Plus for like $15? Yeah. Love the new email stream, says Brendan. My props are coming loose. You recommended Nylock and you asked if you're tightening them all the way down. I'll bet you they have Toa Carrera motors or the new T-Motor Veil X2. Good point. The motor shafts require low-profile nuts and the Nylock doesn't reach. Very good point, Brendan. I'm not sure that whether that message is going to get back to the original person, but that's a really good suggestion. The nylon won't grab if you don't use low-profile Nylock nuts. I'll try to remember that. Seth Bingle. Are you using a smoke stopper? Are you using a smoke stopper? His motors spin individually, but when he tries to spin all 4 motors, one of the motors doesn't spin. Wonder if he's using a smoke stopper. Okay, this guy, I asked him for a black box log. We're not going to dive into that now. We're just trying to get through these. I'll look at it later. This person... Okay, I am going to guess you are clicking a shortcut that you created previously that points to the now deleted file. Can you go into your downloads folder and find the actual executable and try to run it? IST608. Okay, I don't know then. I think your battery is probably okay based on what you are telling me. Always monitor all lipos while you charge, though. Okay, that's fine. This is Ethan from Brisbane, Australia. I've started making FPV drone videos like you because I saw one of your videos. I thought it was pretty cool. I've created like a 5-second edit that shows stuff about me. Will you help me get it into the public? No offense, Ethan. I don't really do that kind of promotion most of the time. I wish you the best. But just promoting a new YouTube channel would be, I would rather see you making lots of great content, make a good piece of content that gets on the news or something. But just to say, you know, I've got a new channel and here's a 5-second edit. That's not something I would normally promote. But if you send me a link to your channel, I'll check it out. I should email him. Hey there. He's not watching this stream. Hey there, Ethan. Send me a link to your channel and I'll check it out. Normally, I don't do... I don't say that. I'll check out your channel. I'll check it out. Why is my quad drifting to the left even during horizon mode? I calibrated the sticks. There's a delay between the sticks. Motors get super hot. No, that's not normal. Hi, Andrew. Did you calibrate the accelerometer? You may also need to trim it. Calibrate and trim accelerometer. Calibrate. Come on. Come on. Give me the video. There we go. Calibrate accelerometer. Here is a video showing how super hot motors is not normal and indicates a problem. I mean, if you are flying hard, maybe they would get hot, but not just normal hovering around. Watch it, Mike. Mike Bergman, I see you. Don't act like I'm not watching. William Nutting is shocked not to see the Tyrannus X9D on my website. Shocked. Perplexed as to if I can use a Crossfire receiver with my FreeSky transmitter. It's no problem. Hi, William. The X9D is a good transmitter. I just think that the jumper and radio master offer better value. Crossfire can work with the X9D, no problem. See how nice a response that was? It's 3:30 in the morning. Unfortunately, Lucia Wainwright. We're almost done, though. I have a TBS Crossfire TX Lite. Do I need to flash? Okay. I already answered this guy somewhere else. I remember this exact question. So we're going to kill this one. Okay, somehow my music has turned into jazz. That is not what I wanted. We're just going to kill the music for now. What options is he trying to change? No, that is... Yeah, that's Blue Jay. I don't know, man. Did you flash the ESCs with the Blue Jay firmware? Yeah, that's about what he did. He downloaded the Blue Jay configurator, but he didn't flash the ESCs. I ran into a problem with VTX table, says Heimo Lutenberger. Smart audio is working, but not correct. It says it can change the channel, but it doesn't change. There's an offset of 1. There's no such thing as that. Hi, Heimo. TBS Unify Pro 5 volt. TBS Unify VTX table. Here we go. Pro 5 volt. TBS Unify Pro high volt race V2, Pro Nano, Pro 32 Nano, Pro 32 HV. Where's the 5? Sad face. Pro HV, Pro Nano? Is that it? I'm not sure. Can I see? When in doubt, ask them to give you some information. Can I see your VTX table tab? Yeah, fine. There we go. You're good, James. Don't apologize for sending an email. Try to help. That's just what I'm doing. But now we are done. We're done for now. Nippon Steel. Best steel. Delete. All right, well, that is going to do it for now. Guys, we are going to wrap up the stream. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. 107 emails down. Well, mostly down. I put a couple of them off. But, hey, no. We're done. Bro, I can't help you figure out how to use Windows. I'm sorry, man. I can't. You got to download. I don't know, man. It's got to be something with the file's just not there, dude. It's not there. The file's been deleted. It's not permissions. It's just the file isn't there. Well, go look. Okay, let's do this. Can you go in Explorer to that folder and see that the file is there? Yeah, there we go. All right. Yeah, one more came in. Yeah, so Orifoxer, according to what Mike Bergman was saying, the SP Racing H7 doesn't support OSD. I don't see why that would stop it from supporting DJI OSD, but that seems to be what Mike is saying. Dominic Clifton told him. All right. One more came in. I haven't calibrated the accelerometer. No, it's not the same thing. Check the video. Calibrated stick ends. Those are fine. Okay, fine. All right, guys. I never stop because they keep coming in. They just keep coming in. But that's going to do it. Punch the card. Exactly. Thank you guys so much for coming out. We're going to call it a night. That was a heck of a good stream. How long were we streaming for? 2 hours, almost 3 hours. Okay, so that's 5 hours of live streaming today. Yeah, thank you for the super chats. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'm going to bed. See you guys tomorrow. Bye, everybody.